Okay. So at this point, Ms. Nikami, I know I've given you a lot of information, a lot to think about, but do you have any questions? I'm very happy to answer any questions that you have.
Okay, so I've got some questions here.
Sure.
First, should I apply this year or next year? Which is more realistic?
It depends, really. You said that you're aiming for top schools. And to be honest, your professional background is very solid. You've got a decent academic background. So these are going to look good to admissions committees. But the first step to think about with top schools is the exams, these ashikiri, minimum scores that you need to get above. If you don't have those scores, it doesn't make sense to apply, particularly if you have a TOEFL score below 100. You can have an amazing background professionally and academically, and unfortunately the admissions committee simply won't look at your application. So I think that's the main question, or the main factor in whether to apply this year or next year. If you take an extra year, you can also use that time to seek out more leadership opportunities at Kyoahako Kirin as well. So it depends on you and how much time really you have to study. But yeah, very good question.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. I'll think about it.
Sure. Any other questions?
Well, okay, so the most MBA programs are so expensive, so I can't afford that by myself. So do you have any advice about the financial aid?
Yeah, certainly. So there are a variety of sources, or potential sources for financial aid. The first one would be the school or the program itself that you're applying to. So let me show you an example. Now, using the London Business School again as our model, well, here is the homepage for LBS's MBA program. And you can see very clearly the link here on the left side for fees and financing. Let's go ahead and click on that button. So here's a lot of detail about the fees, including tuition fees and various financing strategies for LBS MBA applicants. And here's another specific button on scholarships, so let's click on that. Well, here you can see a list of scholarships that are available to successful applicants to the MBA program. And these scholarships include things like the London Business School Annual Fund Scholarship, as well as scholarships that are available only for women applicants, and scholarships available subject to your nationality or country of origin. So I'd advise you to go through the department and program homepages of the schools that you're interested in and see what sorts of financial aid options are available to you. Okay, so now in addition to these these program-based or these school-based sources of financial aid, on our homepage you can also find a lot of really valuable information for finding scholarships for international students and even specifically Japanese students. So let me show you the link to that. Okay, so I think this will be a good starting point for you to start looking for sources of financial aid.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I'll look at it later.
Sure. Any other questions?
Well, I think I need to submit some recommendation letters. So who should I ask for that?
That's a really good question. So earlier in the application schedule, I gave a little bit of advice about this, but to be more explicit, for MBA programs, they're of course going to want a professional reference. So, currently in your job right now, do you have a boss or a supervisor, somebody in a leadership position above you who knows you and your work fairly well?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay, so that person would be an obvious choice as a letter writer. Typically, they will also want one academic reference. So thinking back, to your time at Shinshu University, were there any particular professors that you had a strong relationship with? Hopefully you got a good grade in their class. Maybe they were a thesis advisor.
Well, I had an academic advisor. Yes. So, yeah, I think I can ask him.
Okay. Was that academic advisor in a business-related field like economics or finance, sales, something like that?
Yeah, he's economist.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, terrific. So basically, in general, you want to look for recommenders that can speak about your talents, your gifts, professionally and academically, right? Because MBA programs are looking for people who can succeed in the classroom, as a student, and people who can succeed, as business people. And the emphasis is going to be on the professional background, of course. Many MBA programs will ask for more than 2 letters of recommendation. And in that case, on balance, I would say go for a second professional reference. So if you need 2 professional references and 1 academic reference.
Okay.
Okay?
I got it.
Yeah. And, now is a good time to start asking those people if they're willing to write a letter for you.
Now?
Yeah, we're about 6 months before the deadline. It's not too early to start cultivating those recommendation relationships.
Okay.
Get back in touch with your professor at Shinshu and ask, politely, respectfully, if he or she is willing to write a letter for you.
Okay, I'll ask them after this counseling.
Great. Good idea.
Okay. So, this is my last question.
Yeah.
I may be sent by my company to our branch office in Sapporo.
In Sapporo?
Sapporo.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe in next month or so, in near future. So, is it possible to have your support in Sapporo?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have a branch office in Sapporo, but we do have a wonderful invention called Skype. So because we live in the 21st century, we can do counseling via email, via phone, and also via Skype. Have you used Skype before?
Yeah, I have an account.
Okay, great. So there's no reason why we can't schedule counseling appointments. As long as you have an internet connection and a computer, we can have counseling via Skype, but we can do it via email, via the phone. It's no problem at all. Yeah.
Oh, sounds great. Yeah, thank you. That's all my questions. Yeah.
Terrific. Yeah. Well, thank you very much again, Ms. Mikami,
thank you
for coming down and meeting with us. It was a pleasure to meet you. And please don't hesitate to contact us. Give us a call, send us an email. We'd be very happy to help you with your application.
Thanks for your advice.
Okay. Thank you.